person is happy not because everything in his life is right. He is happy because his attitude towards everything in his life is right, says Sundar Pichai, the common man who created history. If you're watching this on a mobile phone, remember he is the reason for the wide use of Android phones in the world today. If you're watching this on a laptop, remember he is the one who created Chrome, the browser that 90% of us use. Sundararajan Pichai was born in Madurai and brought up in our beautiful Chennai. He grew up as a kid who didn't get any opportunity to use any kind of technology. Only when he was 12 years old, his family brought their first telephone with a lot of difficulty. They didn't even have a TV. He came to know about cartoons only when his friends spoke about it in the classrooms. He hadn't seen a computer, so when the telephone came to his house, he was very fascinated by the small piece of technology, how it connected people and all. He spoke with his friends, he played with it, he'd sometimes take it apart and see what's there inside. So, when kids at our home break open the TV remote, what do? We end up with a slap, right? Never do that. Let them explore. That telephone paved his way to Silicon Valley. Now, his 12th grade marks were out. It couldn't even get him into a commerce college. Never let the people decide who you're going to be. Have a clear plan about what you're going to do with your life. He said, I'm going to join IIT. People laughed at him, mocked him. You couldn't even get admitted into a commerce college. Are you going to join IIT? He didn't let the people decide who he's going to be. He didn't lose determination. He set his 12th grade marks aside and wrote the competitive exams for IIT and got into the college as he wished. Now, he moves to the US to pursue his higher studies. The air ticket was his father's total annual income. And that's where he gets the first opportunity to use a computer. The great American expenditure devastates the young man who came with a dream to succeed in his life. A bag in America costed his father's 1 month of income. He hadn't spoken with his girlfriend for 6 months. It costed 150 rupees to speak with his family for just 1 minute. Could you imagine that? Above all, loneliness crushes him. The young man is desolated without seeing his family, friends, and girlfriend. The only ray of hope he could see is his computer, which he can use anytime he wants. It is through that computer he meets the miracle internet. Finally, he gets a job in Google. Google is the fastest growing company. The company has a good search engine, right? Google. It was in need of a good browser now. Internet Explorer was there, but it was a bit slower. So Sundararajan Pichai works really hard and creates the browser called Chrome, which is faster than any other browser. Sundar Pichai now gains the trust of founders. They gave him the control of developing smartphones. Because Microsoft is coming up with phones, Nokia is coming up with mobile phones. So, Sundararajan Pichai buys the brand of Android and the rest is history. Android is the most widely used phone brand in the world today. Now, Sundararajan Pichai's hard work comes into light. Twitter gives an open offer to be the CEO of it. You must have an idea, right, about what hype it would create to be the CEO of Twitter or Microsoft? Yes, even Microsoft gives an open offer to be the CEO of their company. What you or I would have done in that place? Sundar Pichai is not the CEO of Google yet, okay? He is just a senior engineer, a product head, okay? There's a saying, right? Don't forget your roots. So Sundar Pichai did just that. He chose to stick to his roots and nourish them. He, instead of choosing to work for Twitter or Microsoft, he chose to work for Google. So now, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, the founders of Google, were deeply overwhelmed by the loyalty of Sundar Pichai and gave him the post of Chief Executive Officer of Google. In just next 4 years, just take a second for the reality to sink in. The founders who sweated their pants off, worked hard to create the world's best, wealthiest company, also gave Sundar Pichai, an employee engineer of Indian origin, the post of CEO of Alphabet, the company that rules the world. Today, Sundar Pichai is the world's best CEO. In the world level ranking list of CEOs voted by employees and critics. Listen carefully, my dear friends. Thousands of people will join with you in your company. Aim to become the CEO of your company, no matter if you're a delivery guy in Zomato or a waiter in a restaurant. Aim high. There are two things that made a simple man born in a middle-class family to become the CEO of the biggest company in the world. To become a person to get 140 crores of monthly income and 9,755 crores net worth. One is his everlasting love for technology. Two, working with an open mind. There must be an endless love for each of us in some field. Find out your love. Find out what is the field that you love the most. It was Sundar Pichai's love for technology that took him to his heights. But how many of us accept that love and have the obstinacy that this is the field that I love the most, this is my life, this is what I'm going to study? But if you have a question, how and where to find your endless love, I have an answer. It was Sundar Pichai's talent of remembering numbers as a kid that became the reason for his success. Not just him, but Bill Gates, Ratan Tata, A.R. Rahman, Usain Bolt, all these people worked for their young dreams. Look back at your young age. You would have done something prominent that will come smashing to your mind. You must have done something without your conscious. The answer will come as a slap to your mind. Thousands of questions will pop in. Have I chosen the right way? Fear of failure will attack you. Stay calm. No matter how much you deny, that is your goal. Even if you ignore it, it will not ignore you. Remember, you cannot keep a burning fire under wraps. My dear friends, you have time. Your opportunities are still shining bright. No one wins on their first try. Think big, but start with the small things that you have. Never compare yourself with anyone. A cheetah doesn't compare itself with a lion. A tiger doesn't compare itself with a fox. This life is really small. The goal is not to live forever, but the goal is to create something that will live forever.